Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of December 13, 2024. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. Advancements in multiple directions, the West Group of Forces improved tactical positions and repelled numerous Ukrainian counterattacks, resulting in substantial Ukrainian military losses, including personnel, tanks, and artillery. The Southern Group of Forces also advanced, taking more advantageous positions and overcoming several Ukrainian brigades, leading to considerable Ukrainian casualties and equipment losses. The Center Group of Forces liberated multiple settlements in the Donetsk People's Republic and countered numerous Ukrainian attacks, dealing heavy losses to the enemy.
Welcome back to Frontline Updates, where we bring you the latest insights from the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer deeply involved in monitoring operations on the ground. Colonel, thank you for joining us. Could you start by summarizing the progress of the special military operation as of December 13, 2024?
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to share the latest updates from the operation.
Let's start with the precision strikes conducted by the Russian armed forces over the past week. What were the objectives, and were they achieved?
Over the past week, from December 7th to 13th, the armed forces of the Russian Federation have maintained a strategic momentum across multiple fronts. We conducted 15 precision group strikes targeting energy facilities, military airfields, UAV assembly and storage sites, arsenals, and deployment sites of both Ukrainian forces and foreign mercenaries. These operations achieved all their objectives. Additionally, 87 Ukrainian military personnel surrendered during this period.
Let's start with the north. Can you tell us more about the progress in this region?
In the Kursk region, we continued offensive operations, liberating the settlements of Plakovo, Durino, and Novoivanovka. We inflicted heavy losses on Ukrainian units, including 2 tank brigades, 6 mechanized brigades, 2 airborne assault brigades, and 4 territorial defense brigades. Ukrainian forces in the Kharkiv direction, including motorized infantry and border service units, also suffered significant setbacks. Over the week, enemy losses in this sector reached 2,230 personnel, 7 tanks, 33 combat armored vehicles, and 22 field artillery guns.
The West Group of Forces has also been actively engaged. What's the update there?
The West Group focused on strengthening tactical positions and repelling 71 counterattacks by Ukrainian assault groups. We engaged and defeated 6 mechanized brigades, an airborne brigade, a marine brigade, and territorial defense units. The enemy's losses in this sector exceeded 3,350 personnel, along with 5 tanks, 6 armored vehicles, and 48 field artillery pieces, including several NATO-manufactured howitzers.
Moving to the south, what advancements have been made by the Southern Group?
The Southern Group secured more advantageous tactical positions while neutralizing 5 mechanized brigades, motorized infantry, mountain assault, and airborne assault brigades. We also repelled 9 enemy counterattacks. Ukrainian losses exceeded 1,830 personnel, along with 10 combat armored vehicles, 11 cars, and 10 field artillery pieces, including 3 Western-made systems.
The Central Front has seen substantial developments. What progress has been achieved there?
In the Donetsk People's Republic, the Central Group of Forces liberated the settlements of Zelto, Berestki, and Zaria. We dealt decisive blows to 5 mechanized brigades, motorized infantry, and infantry units, as well as special forces and territorial defense brigades. Ukrainian losses totaled over 3,340 personnel, along with 2 tanks, 15 armored vehicles, and 38 field artillery pieces.
Finally, could you share insights into the Eastern and DNEPR operations?
The East Group liberated Blagovatnoye and repelled 20 counterattacks, defeating Ukrainian mechanized and mountain assault brigades. Losses in this region included 1,050 personnel, 9 armored vehicles, and 22 artillery pieces. Meanwhile, the Dnieper Group targeted Ukrainian mechanized, infantry, and territorial defense brigades, resulting in 290 personnel losses, along with 3 armored combat vehicles and 8 artillery pieces.
Air and naval defenses have played a critical role. What's the latest?
Air defense systems intercepted 21 HIMARS rockets, 12 Checkmate Vampire rockets, and 279 UAVs. Naval aviation also successfully neutralized 8 unmanned boats in the Black Sea.
How does this affect the broader conflict in the Kherson region?
The situation in the Kherson region is closely linked to our broader strategic objectives. The Dnieper Group of forces has been instrumental in targeting key Ukrainian brigades and territorial defense units. This week, we inflicted significant losses on Ukrainian forces, including 290 personnel, armored combat vehicles, and artillery systems. From a broader perspective, operations in Kherson disrupt Ukrainian logistics and defensive capabilities along the Dnieper River. By targeting critical infrastructure and military assets in the region, we are weakening their ability to mount counteroffensives and sustain frontline operations. This approach also denies them critical staging areas for further action in the south.
What about the long-term implications of the operations in Kherson?
Long-term, the operations in Kherson are strategically pivotal. Securing this region allows us to control access points and key supply lines, reducing the enemy's ability to reinforce their positions elsewhere. Additionally, our operations along the Dnieper help safeguard our forces while ensuring we maintain momentum in the south, a critical theater in this conflict. These actions collectively undermine the broader Ukrainian war effort and contribute to our overarching goals.
What's the latest update from the Kursk region? It seems to be a critical area in this operation.
The Kursk region remains a vital theater of operations, and we've seen significant progress there. Over the past week, units of the North Group of forces have conducted active offensive operations, liberating key settlements such as Plakovo, Durino, and Novoivanovka. Our forces have inflicted substantial losses on Ukrainian units, including mechanized, heavy mechanized, tank, airborne assault, and marine brigades, as well as territorial defense units. In the last 24 hours alone, Ukrainian forces in the Kursk region lost over 200 servicemen, 3 tanks, including 2 British-made Challenger tanks, 2 infantry fighting vehicles, and multiple artillery pieces.
What are the broader implications of this progress for the conflict?
Strategically, our operations in the Kursk region serve multiple purposes. By advancing and liberating settlements, we secure critical supply lines and create buffer zones, reducing the threat of Ukrainian incursions into Russian territory. The liberation of settlements like Plakovo and Durino disrupts Ukrainian logistics, forcing them to spread their forces thinner along the front. Additionally, the continued degradation of Ukrainian armored and artillery units in this region diminishes their capacity to launch effective counteroffensives. The losses they've sustained in personnel and equipment weaken their overall operational capability, directly contributing to the broader success of our military objectives.
Are there any ongoing challenges in this region?
The primary challenge is the consistent counterattacks by Ukrainian forces. Over the past week, we've repelled numerous assaults, 71 counterattacks in total. While these attempts are significant, our forces have demonstrated resilience, maintaining control of critical areas and preventing any breakthroughs. We remain vigilant and focused, ensuring the region continues to be a stronghold for our operations and a significant point of pressure on Ukrainian defenses.
What are the overall results since the beginning of the special military operation?
To date, we've neutralized aircraft, helicopters, 37,633 UAVs, anti-aircraft missile systems, 19,775 tanks and armored vehicles, and 19,549 artillery pieces. These efforts underscore our continued success in degrading the enemy's military capabilities.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for having me. Violence continues in the Gaza Strip, with Israeli strikes killing over 50 people, including children. Israel claims these strikes targeted Hamas members planning to hijack aid lorries. However, they had been cleared by the IDF for food distribution, making a ceasefire and captives deal being pushed for in regional diplomacy impossible. 4 doctors were killed in an Israeli military raid on Kamal Adwan Hospital in northern Gaza. In Syria, efforts are ongoing to search for the missing and deceased loved ones from the 13-year-long conflict. Sidnea, a facility used for detention during Syria's civil war, has released around 2,000 people.